Hey, what's going on? And welcome to this page. Let me just pull the camera down here. My name is Justin Glover, and I would like to invite you to this very special event. Congratulations for making the decision on being here, for taking action on this page. You're going to love this. If you're watching this video, then hopefully by now you've read the text here on this page, and you know what this event is all about. If you haven't read the text yet, that's okay. But definitely read it before you actually go through the registration process, because it's important that you know what all is included, what you're getting in exchange for your pledge here. All right, so if you've not read it, make sure you do that before you actually pledge, because everything that you need to know, everything that you need to make the decision and the process, what's included, all of that is outlined right here on this page. So read the page carefully. All right, now one important thing to note that I'll just reiterate here in this video because it's so important, and that is this is not an in-person event. This is a virtual Zoom webinar event, okay? We're holding this event, it's a live streamed event on Saturday, September 8th. Now, what if you can't make the live stream? That's okay. Does not mean you can't participate in this. Everything that we do, the live stream, the pre-recorded stuff, the pre-training stuff, everything, you're going to get the recordings of it, and those will be sent to you immediately after this thing is over. And so even if you can't show up live on the Zoom webinar at the time because maybe you got something else going on, definitely still register, because you're going to get the recordings of everything. Once you see what's included in this offer, you'll realize how ridiculous of an offer this actually is and how much value exchange there is here. Okay, so important to note, this is an online event and the recordings will be made available. Okay, so what I want to do in the rest of this video is just kind of give you a little bit of context, not all, I can't, I don't want to keep you here forever, but give you a little bit of context on why this event exists, why I decided to put this together. Okay, so the backstory is, when I was a little kid, I was fascinated by superheroes. Okay, I had this constant, ongoing, growing fascination with superheroes. Not any particular superhero. I think if I had to pick, maybe Batman was my favorite. But it wasn't so much as me being obsessed or fascinated with any one superhero. It was the idea of being a superhero. Literally, what is a superhero? A superhero is somebody that's kind of a normal person, but has a switch that they can flip inside of themselves and a cape that they can put on, or a costume, and now all of a sudden they can do things better than average. All right, so they're faster, they're stronger, they have special powers that you don't normally have, whatever. They're just all around better, and that's the idea that I really liked. All right, I wanted that for myself, and so not only did I want to be a superhero, there were times, and there still are, when I actually thought that I was. I'm like, you know what? That's pretty superhero-ish for me to do that right there, for me to say that right then, right? So there's still times like that. And as I've grown up and the years have gone by, this fascination that I have with superheroes, it's grown, it's enhanced, all right? So for example, I remember when I was young, let me just turn this off, turn this down, getting some notifications, distractions. When you're going through this course, by the way, make sure you turn your phone off. Eliminate distractions. I thought I had done that. That one must have slipped through. So anyway, as I've grown, my fascination for this stuff has grown as well. I'll give you a few examples. When I was a kid, I remember playing on a baseball team, and my vision for that baseball team is I wanted to be the best player. That was what I wanted. And so I practiced harder than everybody else. That's the first thing. But then as a result of that, I was, like, without a question, the best player on that team. I was so good, in fact, I got pulled mid-season and moved up 2 leagues to play baseball with people that were 2 to 4 years older than me. And so that was kind of the first little experience and realization of this. And then there was, whenever I was taking Taekwondo, I took Taekwondo for years. And my vision back then was I want to make the highest rank. I want to become a black belt. That's the best. That's the most. That's the #1 belt that you can go at. That's the highest rank. So that's what I want to do. But not only do I want to reach that, I want to reach it faster than anybody else has ever reached it in this school, in this particular school that I was at. And not only do I want to do that, I want to reach it without ever failing a testing. And so the way that it worked was, every few months you'd work your butt off for like 3 months, and then there would be a testing. And the night came when everybody gathered and you stood in front of judges and you did all the moves and broke the boards and fought and did all the stuff, and you tested, and then you either passed or failed. Well, nobody had ever made it from white belt to black belt without failing at least one testing along the way. And I wanted to do that. And so I was the first person in my school to actually do that. At every job that I had growing up, I was nearly the best worker at almost every job. And I hit the top of the pay scale, maximized the amount of money I could make at every job in record time. And that's kind of what would be the death nail for that particular job. I'd hit the top, and the boss would tell me, okay, you can't make any more doing this. And I'm like, all right, I'm out. What's next? So that's kind of a cycle that I did a few times as well. But then also when I was waiting tables at Outback Steakhouse, and bartending, there were on any given night, you could go and ask every other bartender, every other person waiting tables there, how much money did you make in tips? And almost any given night, I would make almost double the amount of everybody else. And it would just kind of became a thing like, oh, well, Glover makes more money. Well, why is that? I don't know. Nobody really knew. All right, everybody had ideas. Everybody that witnessed these type of things, they thought, oh, well, it's because he's lucky, or he was cheating, or, gifted or special, or, XYZ, whatever it is, right? Everybody had their own thoughts. To me, it was just me doing what I do and me tapping into that inner superhero that we all have, all right? So here's where this is related to you. There's a trick in business that can give you that same type of superhero power, literally. And when I first started my home-based business years ago, I had no idea it was even possible to sell $1 million worth of stuff on the internet in a lifetime. No idea that was even possible. And then I found out that it was actually possible, and then I did it. And not much less, like I thought it was impossible to sell $1 million worth of stuff in a year, much less, or in a lifetime, much less a year, much less a month. But yet I've gone on to do all of those things multiple times. And once I really tapped into that inner superhero, things got easy. Things got pretty beautiful. So I want you to think for just a moment. Imagine how much bigger and better and faster would your life and would your business be growing? How much bigger and faster would your business be growing if you had this power, if you could tap into this superhero switch for yourself, for your business? How much easier would life be for you? You had your own superhero switch that you could literally switch on and off anytime you wanted to just be better than everybody else, all right? Or be stronger or faster or more effective or eliminate fear, right? How much better would your life be if you had this? And remember, like superheroes don't walk around with their switch flipped on 100% of the time. They don't walk around in costume all the time. They're regular dudes most of the time. And so you just got to take that into consideration, right? You don't need to flip the switch on 100% of the time. You get really good at doing some things in a condensed period of time, you can change the game. You can take things to the next level. You can accomplish things in business and life that people think only superheroes could do. And so that's why we call this is like the superhero switch. And so how would you like it if you woke up every single morning just full of passionate energy that lasts all day long, undying energy that doesn't stop from the moment you wake up to the moment your head hits the pillow at night? You don't stop. You're just full of energy. You're full of focus. You're looking forward. You're excited about the day. You're full of passion. What if you had that type of energy every day? If you don't, if you're operating from a place where you don't and you've ever had it before, you know what I'm talking about. So what if you had that every single day? Okay, what if you could cultivate that? What if you could wake up every morning, flip the switch, and just go, right? What if that was the case? What if you never again had to worry about, had one of those times where you're faced with an issue and you're like, man, I just don't feel like it. And so you didn't, all right? I'm not saying that this super, whenever, like, that you're gonna never have one of those times where you don't feel like doing something. There's times, even still today, this morning, I didn't feel like going on a bike ride. I didn't feel like getting my cardio in. I didn't feel like listening to personal development. I just kind of wanted to lay around, think about other stuff, and slack off. But I did it anyway. What if never again you would actually give in to those times when you don't feel like it? Every time that you didn't feel like it, you did it anyway. What if your vision was so strong for the future and for your life that you never gave in to that and you did it, everything that you need to do, anytime you need to do it? What if life was like that for you? What if the fear that you have about prospecting, about following up, about picking up the phone and calling somebody, inviting them, what if any fear that exists within you just disappeared and you were able to do everything that you needed, that you know you needed to do in order to grow your business without being scared? What if that was your life? What if you could actually do that? Well, that's exactly what you're going to get out of this training. And so I'm not going to go too into depth about what all is included. The details are here on the page. Read the page. You'll get an idea of what it actually is. When you do register, here's some important things you need to know. You're going to get a few things. Number one, you're going to get a 90-minute deep dive session with me on the topic of vision. Okay, this is going to be delivered on September 8th live. If you can't make it live, the recording will be sent to you. So that's the first thing. We're going to go deep on this. You will, by the time this thing is over, you're going to have a vision that just lights you on fire, that pulls you out of any depressing or limiting belief or depressing state that you might be in. I'm talking a vision that just fires you up and gives you unlimited energy. Okay, that's the promise for this 90-minute session. In addition to that, so that alone is worth $25. That's worth way more than the $25 asking price. That's just the first part. You're also going to get 3, possibly more, maybe 4. I'm working on a few others as well. Interviews, 30 minutes or so of us interviewing people that are literally the top earners in this company and other companies, just amazing individuals. All right, you're going to get some interviews, and we're going to talk about vision, why it's important to them, what their vision is for the future, how you can actually do it, how they feel their vision on a daily basis. We're going to have those discussions, okay? Give you everything that you need here to just make yourself unstoppable. So you're going to get those interviews as well. You're also going to get immediately after you pledge, within 24 hours, we're going to send you an email, and it's going to have a link to an audio. It's a 30-minute audio by 2 of my greatest mentors of my life, whom I learn from almost on a daily basis. And and both of them are 8-figure earners. They both earned over $20 million in the network marketing, internet marketing arena. All right, in that niche. And so they know what they're talking about. Both of them have earned that type of money. And so they created a product together. I got permission. I've listened to the first module, the first half of the first module. I bought it 3 days ago, and I've listened to the first half of the first module about a dozen times. And I'm not even exaggerating, because it's so good. And so what I did is I reached out to one of the creators. The other creator, unfortunately, is a great dear friend of mine. He recently passed away, though. And so I reached out to the other one, Ray, and I said, look, can I include this? And he gave me permission. And so you're going to get literally that 30-minute session that I'm addicted to listening to. It's amazing. You're going to get that within 24 hours after you pledge. That alone, I would pay 10 times the amount of it just for that 30 minutes. I absolutely would, no questions. So you're going to get that. We're going to send you that. You're also going to get a mastermind talk with myself and my business partner, Brenda. We did this talk. We did some talks at a mastermind where everybody in the room, not a ton of people in the room, but the reason for that is minimum asking price to get in was $5,000. Everybody in that room paid a minimum of $5,000, and we got up and we gave these talks. I'm not even going to share with you what they are. They're amazing. You'll love them. But everybody said, because we went into it, we're like, okay, people paid $5,000. We got to deliver the goods here. And we did. We gave it our all, and the feedback was amazing. 100% of the people in the room said that was phenomenal content. They were glad. So you're going to get access to that as well, the talks that we did there, plus some other stuff that I haven't even mentioned yet. So again, thank you so much for being here. Read the details on this page. Everything that you need to know is here, and go ahead and pledge. If you are a Live member, click the blue button that says I'm a member, sign in, get pledged, and earn yourself some coins, because remember, you get coins for attending this. You also get coins for inviting guests. So bring some guests, bring some team members, invite people outside of Live, because this isn't just beneficial for Live members. You might be watching this and think, man, this sounds cool. I'd like to get some of this stuff, but I'm not a member of Live, and that's okay. You can come as a member, as a guest of a member. There's an option here on the page to do that as well. It's the gray button. You will, however, need to know the ID number of the Live member that you're coming as their guest. You need to know that. You can't just click the guest button and get around it without, saying, hey, I'm referred by Justin, or I'm referred by so-and-so, or whatever. And so you need to know that. Get back to the person that sent you here if you don't know that, but you probably know that at this point if you're here. And you know what? If you don't know that, or you don't want to come as a guest and you want to sign up as a Live member, there'll be an option for that as well. There's a few different options to sign up, different memberships, 3 different memberships. So all those options are here on the page. Everything is outlined. Check everything out. Go ahead, get pledged right now. You're gonna get some amazing, the more people that we get pledged, the more trainings and bonuses that get unlocked. So 25 people, as soon as that number of pledges get reached, how to design an effective daily method of operation. You're gonna get a new training, an additional training over and above everything that we've already talked about that gets unlocked, and it's called How to Design an Effective Daily Method of Operation. So you always know exactly what to do, when to do it in order to build your business. Literally, a daily checklist of these are the things you need to do every single day in order to have success. There will be no question, okay? Once we get to 50 pledges, another training is gonna unlock, and that training is 25 exact scripts for prospecting on social media. We've prospected and recruited a lot of people using the internet, sold millions of dollars worth of stuff using the internet, and there's a very specific thing that you can do, and there's very common, frequent objections that come up. And so there's not 1,000 objections, there's a few. And so what we've done is taken all the ones that are most popular, the ones that we know of, and we're gonna give you the top 25, here's exactly what to say when you get this objection. So that unlocks whenever we get to 50 pledges. When we get to 100 pledges, another training is gonna unlock, and this training is the top 10 closing questions for prospecting on social media. And so we've recruited a lot of people on social media. There are specific questions that you can ask that will direct any conversation to the point where they're asking you, hey, tell me more about what you're doing again. So we're gonna give you those questions, but all of those get unlocked as we get more people to pledge. So let's refer some people here. Let's go invite some more people to join us on this training because it's gonna be epic. Have them come as your guest if they want. I look forward to seeing you all there, whether it's live or on the recording. So thanks so much for being here, watching this video. Read the information on the page. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.